And we're back.
Fuck yeah.
Back again. Malcolm's making himself a little drink over there, I saw. A little Crown
drinky
Royale. Yeah, I got mine right here.
Crown Royale and a little bit of Powerade Zero. Because I'm a degenerate.
Well, it's funny how we were like, yeah, we'll drink on the specials. That turned into, let's drink every episode, you know?
Yeah.
So first things first, lots going on in the world right now this week, specifically with all the madness in Kenosha.
Kenosha didn't.
No, Kenosha did.
Yeah. Exactly.
So one of the things I got from a few different people from last episode was a little heavy with politics, was you guys should focus more on sports and comedy, less politics. Look, this is not a political show. We don't know a ton about politics. We don't want to talk about politics. But right now, there's so much shit going on. It's unavoidable. It's the only thing in the news. Like, of course, we're going to talk about it. So
after November, we'll stop talking politics.
Yeah. We hear you loud and clear. We don't even like talking politics. So it's just right now with everything going on, it'd be doing a disservice to not talk about the current events. So, but thank you for everybody that reached out. We did get some great support from, I don't even know her name because her name's not in her Instagram, but she reposted saying how funny we were and for all of her friends to watch and listen. And we got some follows and shares from her.
Fuck yeah.
But thank you so much for that. You know what? She did so well. I'm going to pull up her name on Instagram. So you guys can go and follow her. She did not ask for that, so maybe she'll stop following us because of that. But it was A Bear's Life 101. So thank you so much for A Bear's Life 101 for doing that for us. It goes a long way. And for everybody else that wants to help out, follow us on Instagram and Twitter at @scam_podcast, and YouTube page Scam Space Podcast should be the first result when you type it in, Scam Podcast, 2 words. If you want to email us, like some of these lovely people we're about to read here in a second, it's podcastscam@gmail.com. And with that, let's hop right into these emails. We got some good ones this week. So the first one, this one's a little long-winded, but it's worth it. So I heard you guys were talking about playing sports when you were growing up. When I was in high school, I played linebacker at a high school that was a juggernaut at football. We won 5 out of 6 Louisiana State championships from 2010 to 2016. And we know how that is. We grew up in the South, too, so we know how big football is in high school here around here. It was hard to get
like Delaware, I would have been like, okay.
Okay, buddy. Yeah. It was hard to get playing time at this school, and I finally got a spot where I was a rotational player for my senior year. On one play, the running back had the ball and broke through the hole, and I had a great angle on him, and he didn't see me. I laid his ass out, and he fumbled the ball. I was a little dizzy from the hit and probably a little concussed, but I looked up, and the ball was right in front of me, so I picked it up and ran with it. In a dazed, confused sort of play.
CTE state.
Yeah. I got tackled a few steps later for a safety.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Is that possible?
So I guess maybe they were on like.
Oh, they was in their end zone?
Yeah, they were about to score. Maybe they were on like the 5 or 10. The ball came out.
Sounds like he sugarcoated it. Sounds like he tried to like maybe run a little loop and he got caught in the end zone. Not really, he got tackled into it.
Yeah, maybe. Well, that's what I'm saying.
If you get tackled into it, it's not a safety.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I think he was concussed and didn't really know where he was on the field. But anyways, so he got tackled for a safety, which if you don't know football, that's 2 points for the other team.
And the ball.
And the ball. I got pulled from the game immediately, and guess what? We lost by 1, and I never played another snap. So that was the end of his football career.
So wait, was that the end of the state run too?
Didn't specify, but he just said that we lost by 1.
You ended the streak.
No. It doesn't seem like they got eliminated because he said he never played another snap for the rest of the season. So there probably was more. It probably was a regular season game, but he fucked up so bad.
After that, they won the state championship.
So anyway, so he said, I wanted to know, what was your best and worst moments playing sports growing up as a kid? Thanks. The show has been amazing so far, and I hope this makes the show, Tony. So, Tony, do you have one off the top of your head? Because I do.
Yeah, there's plenty of best moments. We went to the Florida.
No, individually, like you. For you.
Individually? Oh, that's easy. That was the first game going into the playoffs. The year we went to state my senior year. I had a strip sack, fumble recovery. I think I had like 2 sacks, and I got like player of the game for that one. I played offense, defense, and special teams on that game.
Nice.
Because people were injured. My worst sports moment? Oh, man. I don't know. I don't know about football because, I could – my whole sophomore season, we had this shitty coaching staff, and we lost like every fucking game.
I remember
and
that.
we would be so hyped in the locker room playing all of this, gangster rap and shit, and then we go out there and get smoked. And so that sucked. But everything after that was pretty good.
I'll start with, I don't even know if it's a worst moment. It's actually not my worst moment. It's just like a funny thing that happened. So when I played baseball, my sophomore year, I played varsity. My dad loves telling this story, by the way. So I was a sophomore playing varsity, and the way it would work is the JV and varsity would play in the same day. So like JV would play first and varsity would play after, and we played the same teams, right? Like both high schools would bring both teams, and then JV would play, and then varsity would play. Well, at the school I went to, me and Malcolm went to the same high school, but there was 2 years where I went to a different high school. At this other high school, the JV team didn't have enough players, so they would take the guys that weren't playing varsity, like they were on the varsity team but weren't playing much, like me and a few other young guys, and they'd have us play JV to get our at-bats and some playing time or whatever, and then we'd sit the bench for varsity. So anyways, I'm playing for the JV team. This game doesn't matter to me whatsoever. The team sucks. They didn't even have enough kids to play, so you mean they're not very good. So they have me out in left field. I didn't play outfield. They just had me out there to fill a spot, you know what I mean, to play this game. And the kid pitching fucking sucked, right? And we're playing this team, and he has me running all over the fucking place. The kid hits a line drive to the left. He hits a line drive in the gap. It's just constantly, like, he's just getting bombarded, right? Because he sucks. Yeah. The pitcher sucks, right? So a few plays go by. I'm in left field. This dude hits a ball, right? And when you're playing baseball, if you don't know, when you're in the outfield, you're kind of like sitting and you're like getting ready, like leaning in which way the ball's going to go, and you have like your arms on your knees or like on your hips, like figuring out where you're going to go or whatever, right? And this dude hits a fucking moonshot, right? So he hits it. It's going to go over my head, right? And when he hits it, usually you're like on the move, which way you're going to go, right? The dude hits it, and I didn't even move because I knew it was gone. I just didn't even move. I stood there. The ball, I didn't even look at it. It just went 60 feet past the fence in the air. You know what I mean? I just didn't move. And then I look up, and the kids around the bases, and everybody's like kind of like, what the fuck, right? I look up, and the JV coach is taking me out of the game. He's like pulling at me to take me out of the game. I'm like looking around like, me? You're taking me out of the game? What did I do? I didn't do anything, So like, whatever, dude. Like I said, I don't give a fuck about this game. This game's meaningless. So he pulls me out, and he's like, don't ever show the pitcher up like that ever again. And I'm like, show him up, right? Yeah. Like, okay. So I'm like, good. I get a break before the varsity game. So I go and I sit down on the bench, and I'm like the only kid in the dugout because they didn't have enough players, Mm-hmm. So I'm sitting there, and my dad comes up, and he's like, hey, buddy, are you all right? Did you get hurt or something? And I was like, no, the coach pulled me out of the game. And he goes, pulled you out of the game for what? And he goes, because I didn't go after that ball, I guess. And he goes, my dad's saying this loud enough for like the coach to hear. He's like, does he know that he hit it 60 feet past the fence? And then I'm like, yeah, I guess, whatever. And my dad goes, hey, let your coach know you can use my car and go get it out of the road if that'll get you back in the game. Like, yeah, so, like, I'll never forget that. It was just so funny. And then, like, what am I supposed to do? Like, what do you want me to climb the fence and run on the other side of it? Like, there's
act like that wasn't a fucking home run?
Yeah, like, want me to pretend run after it? I feel like that's showing up even more to be like, ooh, I almost got it. You know what I mean? Like, I would have needed a fucking jet.
This is what it would look like if that dude didn't crush that ball.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Best moment, I mean, growing up there were a ton. I think the one that really stands out is the only home run I ever hit in high school was I was lead off in a game, and I just crushed the ball. And the pitcher was supposedly really good. We had heard like all afternoon about how good this guy was, and then it wasn't even like I didn't pimp it or hit one fucking 100 feet past the fence. I just hit it, and it was like, yeah, I fucking crushed that. You know what I mean? Just trotted around the bases, whatever. Felt good. So that's that. Thank you, Tony, for your question.
Finally, a fucking question from a dude. Or maybe not.
Yeah, right? Yeah, maybe not.
I'm not judging. I don't want to talk politics or anything.
Yeah. Yeah, no kidding. Don't want to get yelled at again. So next question we have is, it says, really enjoy listening to you guys. And you said something about people lying that I found interesting. What was the biggest lie you ever had someone tell you with a straight face? A situation where what they were saying was nowhere possibly true. Listening from Italy, Mallory. So a girl from Italy.
Mm.
Well, thank you for listening, Mallory.
I don't know. Man, a bold-faced lie?
Yeah. Fuck, where the person's telling it to you, and the whole time you're like, this guy's full of shit. You know what I mean?
I got a couple friends that do that.
I could think of one off the top of my head that was really good. I think you were even there for that, but maybe not. This kid, and back to sports again, this kid was, he knew I played baseball as a kid or whatever, and we were talking about baseball, and he clearly didn't know anything about baseball or whatever. But he was like, yeah, when I was in Little League, I used to be pretty good, but I never like stuck with it. I hit 10 home runs in a game one time. It's like,
Yeah.
no, you didn't.
Yeah, those are some good lies when people say they can like play sports. And you're like, there's no way. But they kind of get you, and you're like, maybe they can. And then you go play and you're like, no,
no chance. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, and again, the reason this was so funny was like it's such a preposterous number. You might as well have said you scored 400 points in a basketball game, 10 home runs in a game. So no one's even come close. I think the record's 5, and that was like extenuating circumstance. Like played extra innings. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's very rare for someone to hit 4. You hit 10 as a little leaguer. Okay, yeah, sure.
I mean, I had this boss dude that he's a fucking liar, dude. You knew he was lying to you every time you talked to him. I even went over his head and like talked to his boss and shit. And he's like, I like what you did there. It's like you're even lying about that. Like, no, you didn't.
Yeah,
calling you out, dude.
I did have like this one friend that he was always related to somebody famous, and it was always someone different. And I'd like hang out with him, and then he'd tell like a different lie to a different person, and I just had to be quiet. And I was like, "You told me you were related to this. You told me you were related to The Rock last week, and now you're related to Snoop Dogg, and you're white. It's confusing, man. It's confusing."
Yeah, I think the best lies are when your friends tell the lies about stories, and you were
there. Yeah,
like, that's not what happened. Yeah, but you don't say anything. You don't call them out.
No.
So you just kind of ride with it.
They're like, Josh, isn't that right, Josh? And you're like, get crazy, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah. So those are some good ones.
All right, bear with me a second. I gotta pull up. This one was from a DM. This is the last one.
Slid in the DMs, huh?
Yeah. Okay. In the spirit of 2020, if there was an apocalypse, what kind of apocalypse would you prefer? Aliens, zombies, natural disasters, nuclear war, etc.
That is a great question. Definitely don't want the zombie apocalypse. I don't find that fun at all. I'd rather just have everybody just get eviscerated.
Yeah. You got to think when the zombie apocalypse is pretty much all of the other things, but just also with zombies. You know what I mean? There's going to be no food, no electricity. Exactly. But now you also have to do a fucking zombies.
Okay, well, what if it wasn't like a what if how about like the drinking water gets tainted?
Ooh.
That'd be crazy because you still have all the infrastructure and everything.
Yeah.
But everybody's dead.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we talked about this a couple episodes ago. The drinking water is already tainted, so I guess we're living in the fucking apocalypse.
That's why you're sterile and can't have kids.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought about this before too. I think that anything where there's going to be like a shortage of food is going to be just like so horrible because you're going to have people killing people,
eating people.
People are going to go back to being savages and. So I think maybe if there was going to be one, just wipe the whole fucking place out. Get rid of all of us. You know what I mean? Just the whole asteroid hits the planet and it's gone.
So this brings up an interesting question. Do you want to live through the apocalypse or just get
absolutely not
as soon as it hits?
All right. So there's a caveat to that, right? So if it's going to be like there's just no electricity, but like people are still like civil, you know what I mean? And we're living like instead of going back like 1,000 years, we're going back like 200 years, where it's like the
See, I can get with that. I'd like.
Yeah, I can get with that too. That would be fine. There's just living off the land, like something like a
media. No, like
what did Rogan say, like solar flare. Like if something like that happened, I could live through that. A lot of people are gonna die from that, just from the lack of food and water, and like different medications and things like that. The supply chain's gonna be down. Things like that, I could survive through. It's like if it's gonna be like. You got to fucking stab a person to fucking, not get raped every time you go outside. No, thank you. I'll just kill me.
See, I can deal with that more than anything. I don't want to deal with like crazy adverse environmental. Like you got to be in a cave the whole day because the sun.
Acid rain. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to live in that. Yeah, just kill me.
Yeah. Just fucking kill me. All right. So that's it for the emails. Thank you guys again for all the emails and all the different love, support, commenting, DMs, all that. Much appreciated. Keep flying them in. We'll keep sending them out. There was a few that we got as well that I might hold on to and answer in the future. But one thing in particular we wanted to mention, next week we are going to be doing another one of our special 2-hour episodes. We're going to do it on mysterious celebrity deaths. So if you have anything you want to add to that, throw that at us. We'll look into it. A few of the popular ones are the ones we're going to talk about. I think we have a list of like 8 or 9 that we're going to talk about. So it should be fun. We're going to get, I think, pretty hammered for that one, like we did last time. So that should be good.
Yeah. If you got any book
I'm gonna
recommendations too for, some of the people that are dead.
Yeah, throw them out there. So let's get into this week's show. I think obviously we should start with what's going on in Kenosha and what's happened since. So when we last spoke, that guy Jacob Blake had just gotten shot. They burnt down a car dealership. There was some other rioting, graffiti, things like that, and they called in militia. And then the next night after we recorded our last episode, people were just shooting people in the streets. The one kid shot, was it like 7 people? Killed 5?
3.
No, more than 3 people died.
No, just 2.
What was his name? Kyle something? He looked like a Kyle. Kyle Rittenhouse.
Yeah, so if you guys you got some free time at 3 a.m. like me, that if you go on YouTube and type in Kenosha live protest, there's somebody that runs this channel and it's basically like Sunday Ticket, and it's just protests. And it's just pure mayhem. You can just watch the world descend into chaos. And it's pretty interesting just watching it at night because it's got like Kenosha and Portland.
I was going to say, you sent that to me. It looked like the Sunday Ticket.
It is. That's exactly what it is. It's great.
Yeah. So you're right. He killed 2 people, but he looked like he shot 7. There was one that was
that's a tricky. See, I was following that live. It's a tricky situation there because the guy who gets shot in the head, he gets a. Did you see the guy who takes his shirt off and wraps it around his head? Tries to wrap it. So that guy is a reporter for the Daily Caller, and he was on Rising, which is a show on YouTube from the Hill, and he was saying that guy, because there's a video of him from earlier, just talking reckless, using racial slurs while trying to defend Black Lives Matter, which is, I don't know what that is.
Bizarre.
Yeah, it's super bizarre. Anyways, that reporter who was there and watched it said that he launched for that kid's gun, and then that just it set it off. It just went.
Well, one of the other guy that died was, once the gunfighting started, he attacked the shooter with a skateboard.
Yeah, that was when he was fleeing.
Yeah,
and that guy had a gun too.
He did. Yeah, the guy that got shot in the arm had a gun too. So this is the thing, right? It's hard to differentiate what's right and wrong, but I'll tell you what's definitely wrong is having a 17-year-old that's not trained to use a semi-automatic machine gun patrolling the streets because the police aren't available or willing to do their job there. So this is the problem that lies with this defund movement. It's like, if you're going to defund the police, which again, I'm not opposed to these things because
reallocating resources.
There is an issue. There is an issue. It needs to be addressed with these police shooting unarmed people. They're not trained properly, and a lot of these people that have these jobs shouldn't have these jobs. I get all that, but when you defund the police and you're not going to have the amount that you need to get these things under control, this is the next option. You're going to have private militia. You're going to have people hiring people to protect their property. Vacuum. It does, and I mean it's tough because if you don't want the police, well, this is what's next. So police reform is probably more realistic than defund, but I mean, that's what you're going to get. You're going to get these people that think that they're fucking above the law.
If you burn down buildings and vandalize shit, like, you think people are just going to stand by and watch it happen? No.
Yeah, they're going to hire.
And I'm not saying one person's right or wrong, but violence begets violence,
Yeah, and that's what's happening. That's what you're seeing right now. It's just escalating to a point where it's like, when is it going to come to a head? I thought this would be it with this kid, but this just made it worse. And the other crazy thing is, like, the fact that it's so tough, man, because he thinks he's doing the right thing. You know what I mean? He's like, I'm protecting these innocent people that own these businesses from these people that are vandalizing and burning shit down. Because and we talked about this last week.
He was with the cause. He was helping some of the protesters. It's ridiculous.
But obviously he still shouldn't murder people. But
no. I mean, like, it's just like it's ridiculous that, like, they're both on the same side, but it's just,
that's what I'm saying, man.
Nobody's hearing each other.
He thinks he's doing the right thing. You know what I mean? He didn't go in it with the intent of, like, I'm going to take someone's life. You know what I mean?
No.
So it's tough. It's tough because I don't know what they should be doing to fix this. But the craziest thing of all of it is the fact that it's all being broadcast live. You got these guys in media fucking jumpsuits or whatever that are out there, and it's just like, getting in the action. I mean, it's horrific, and I mean, I don't know how it gets better here. So we saw the response from the it started with the NBA. Bucks Magic game was supposed to tip off at 1:00. The Bucks didn't leave the locker room, so they boycotted the game. A couple MLB teams did the same later that night. NHL played their games because they're playing in that bubble, so they were already like at the stadium, and they're like, "Look, we're about to start the game. It's a little late notice to do this." The Bucks obviously had planned this for probably a day or two before they decided to do it, and that makes sense because they're in Milwaukee, they're in the state where this is all happening, and they're like, half of our community is in shambles. They're not even going to watch this fucking game, So we're trying to help our community, and that turned into a spiral of different teams trying to stand for the cause. So there's the thing. I get what they're trying to do. I just don't think it's the right way because not playing a basketball game isn't going to end racism. I think they have a bigger audience and a bigger platform at the games to make a statement. They could have done something to make a statement. I'm not saying that it was wrong. Obviously, they're doing again what they think is best. But it's just I think there was other more powerful ways to get their message across than just saying, "Hey, we're not playing." And we're on what's today?
I think it should be we're not playing unless.
Yeah, exactly. Make demands.
Exactly.
So.
And I think they're getting to that point. I guess Jared Kushner kind of vaguely reached out to LeBron on TV and was like, if he wants to talk, we can talk. So that's good if they
of course
create a dialogue. But if it's just going to be the standoff where, you're a piece of shit, I don't even want a dialogue with you, then what are we doing? We're running in place.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Today's Friday. There's some baseball games are playing today. No NHL, no NBA for the last 2 days. Looks like it's restarting again
NHL
tomorrow. No, they canceled yesterday and today.
Oh, but that night they didn't cancel.
Well, that's the thing. One of the games is already underway, and they're in. Like I said, they talked to that was the night the Bruins got smoked. Did you see
Kenny the Jet walked off set too?
Yeah,
solidarity. That was
interesting.
Well,
the thing with the Bruins, the one game already taken place. And then the Bruins, like I said, they started similar time to where that Bucks Magic game was. And they're like, look, this Bucks team was thinking of doing this way earlier in the day. They already had this plan that they were going to boycott. We already warmed up about to start our game when we got the news about all this. And it's tough to kind of make that. You got to have your whole team on board. You know what I mean? The whole team has to be in support of that. Of like, hey, we're not playing. So it's kind of tough to get that to
look. I'm with it if they get something done. But if this is just like a 72-hour fucking pity party, it's like, fuck, bro. I mean,
and that's what it's turning. I feel like that's what's
like
kind of
make some fucking demands and get something done.
Yeah. The other thing is you see a lot of people on the other end like, well, I'm not going to watch the games anymore. It's like you weren't fucking watching the games anyway. You know what I mean? Those guys aren't watching the games. And then also the thing with for some reason LeBron was an easy target and all this for all these racist fucking assholes. They're like, oh, prima donna doesn't want to play, and if he really wanted to do something, he should do something. You spend some of that money on the community. It's like I don't think there is an athlete that spends more money on.
He spends a shit ton.
LeBron James
built a whole fucking school in Akron.
They have all kinds of different programs to get kids that not even kids in that school, kids in the town that are in elementary, middle schools in line to get to college and things like that. So I mean, he's not the one you should be attacking at all this. I think that he does quite a bit for his community. You can target it from other things, but not for that, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been interesting. I hope that, like you said, that this isn't just a 72-hour pity party and that we actually get some kind of change from all this.
It'd be dumb to waste it because, I think LeBron and them, they did scare him, definitely. And if that, if they can get some shit done from it, then do it.
Absolutely. And what they did was that night they did a vote. All the players voted on if they wanted to continue the playoffs or not, or to go home. And it was a joke all along when this happened that they're like, there's no way LeBron doesn't play this. He's going to try to convince everyone to stay because he wants that ring, blah, 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 blah. But actually, the Lakers and the Clippers were the only two teams that voted not to continue. And then they ended up, changing their mind here yesterday when they heard some more influence from some other people. So
I was thinking about Kawhi being at some protest trying to rally a crowd or something.
Like, Kawhi, what do you have to say? And he's like,
yeah.
Racism is bad.
Yeah, exactly. Dude. It'd be fucking horrible.
So speaking of things getting weird in fucking sports, this morning there's been some rumblings that the Big Ten are completely doing a 180 on this canceling football thing, and they look like they're going to try to play games in the fall.
They seen that RNC speech last night. It was like, fuck it,
Yeah, I saw Trump's tweet, and they were like, "We got to get in there." It's. I think that the reason they canceled in the first place is because they just wanted to be first, and they felt like all the other major conferences were going to cancel as well. And then the Big 12 and the SEC and ACC were like, "Yeah,
Wait,
we're still going to play."
The Big Ten's like the West Coast, right?
No, Big Ten's the Midwest.
Oh, Midwest.
Ohio State, Michigan State, Nebraska, all those.
Yeah, that's pretty surprising they canceled first. So, it's the Pac-10, yeah. The Pac-10 did they cancel?
Yeah, Pac-12 canceled too. Yeah.
Yeah.
They have not reversed their statement yet.
Yeah, California.
The thing with college football, I don't think, and we talked about this too, but I don't think that they could do it. They don't have the resources the NFL has. I thought that I'm having trouble seeing how there's going to be a college football season. The kids, a lot of them are going to opt out. They don't need to play. They're not getting the protection. But my point all along was, if you're going to cancel Big Ten football, you need to cancel on-campus learning, because there's no way you're telling me it's more safe to have 3,000 kids on campus than it is to have 50 kids playing football in the practice facility. You know what I mean? So that was the hypocritical thing to me.
The funny thing is, a lot of the classes are canceled and they're only doing online. And like the kids are like over here at CSU, the kids are they're still here. They're still going out partying and getting fucked up.
Yeah, there's been like a shift in the last week, especially here in Florida, where people just don't fucking care anymore.
Yeah, when that unemployment ran out.
Exactly.
They'd be like, I need to work, dude.
Yeah. And we went last night. We went to dinner. We went to Kobe Steakhouse, where they cook the food in front of you or whatever.
Yeah, hibachi.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, I don't really get uncomfortable with the virus stuff. Last night I was a little uncomfortable. That guy's cooking right in front of me. There's a bunch of people next to me. They had these big bulletproof glass things in between, like our party and the next party over. So
yeah,
I don't know, man.
The fucking chef is shooting heroin in the back.
Probably. Shit.
Put a little hepatitis on your steak.
I was about to say that's what makes it taste so good. So
yeah.
So yeah, hopefully the Big Ten comes back. I hope college football comes back, because, like we said, selfishly, me and Malcolm are Gator fans, and they're supposed to be pretty good this year. And it would suck to lose Trask's senior year here due to COVID. But again,
trash man.
Yeah, so he came in a game right against Kentucky, and he ended up coming back and beating them last year. And we were texting back and forth, and he was like, "What do you think about this new QB?" And I was like, "I don't know, man. Trask is a little too close to trash for me."
Trash man, dude. Cleaning it up.
Cleaning it up. Sticking with sports here for a second. The Bruins might be dead.
I don't know about dead. What is it, 2-1? You're calling them out already?
2-1. So first game they were up 3-0 and kind of almost blew that game. They the Lightning scored 2 goals in the third, almost tied it up there at the end. They end up pulling it out, and then they pretty much got dominated in game 2, but somehow got it to overtime. They lost in overtime, but they were not in that. I don't know how that game was tied, because they played like shit game 2, and then game 3 they just got smashed.
What happened? Because I turned on 15 minutes left in the third, and they were already down 7-1.
Well, it was. They got the Lightning got some good luck early on. They had a goal that deflected in, and then the next goal, the Bruins defender ran into the ref, so it ended up being a breakaway, and they scored again, and then they scored a third one at the beginning of the second, and then the Bruins scored to make it 3-1. It was like, all right, there's a game again, and then right away, bad penalty by the Bruins. Lightning score again, 4-1. The Bruins pull their goalie and put in this backup to make his NHL debut. He never played in the NHL before, and he gave up 3 more goals. So,
Jesus.
For some reason, they scheduled back-to-backs in the middle of this series. So game 2 and game 3 were back-to-back nights. And the Bruins have they're playing their backup goalie who's 35, 36 years old. He's an older guy. So he was always going to struggle on a night where they went back-to-back. And it kind of sucks, because I feel like that game 2 overtime loss, if they win that one, they're in great shape. You know what I mean? They can afford to lose that second of the back-to-backs. So, I mean, they're in a tough spot right now. I mean, the Lightning are a really good team. The Bruins don't seem to be firing in all cylinders. Pastrnak seems like he's not 100% there. Marchand's been fucking killing it. He's been amazing. But the Lightning just seem like the better team so far. They were supposed to play tonight. That game got postponed with all the protesting going on. So tomorrow they play at noon. Big game. They go down 3-1. The series is over to me.
Where's the bubble? Alberta and Toronto?
Toronto and Edmonton.
Toronto
West Coast is playing Edmonton. Yeah. So we'll see. In the other series, I think it's 1-1 Flyers and.
Did the Avalanche win the other night?
They did. Yeah, they pulled it out.
Nice.
So they're down 2-1 though. They lost the first two, and then Vegas and Canucks are 1-1, but they haven't played in a couple days as well. So you still have the those were your picks, or Avalanche Bruins.
Still alive, baby.
I had Knights and Capitals. Capitals are out, so that can't happen. But we'll see how it shakes out. Let's stick with sports for one more thing. I had one more sports thing I was going to talk about later. But let's just jump into it right now since we're all in the sports talk right now. Sports talk.
Yeah.
So NFL's creeping up. We're about, I think as of right now, we are less than 2 weeks away. I'm
a man without a league right now. It's fucked
yeah. So about 12 days away from the opening of the football season. So what are your thoughts here?
Is it really 12 days away?
Yeah, September 10th is the first game, Thursday night.
Never forget.
So let's start with this. Who do you think is going to win the AFC?
Well,
actually, give me your two AFC finalists.
Of course, I'm gonna. Well, all right. I think it's gonna be Patriots Chiefs again, because I can't go against
What if you're not going to take this serious?
Fuck you.
Half of the fucking Patriots defense opted out. They'll be lucky if they go 500.
What, dude? So what? It doesn't matter. You still got Belichick, right?
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
Fair.
I mean, what else is bring up to? I mean, I guess Baltimore could happen. I think Lamar Jackson. I think he's gonna get hurt.
Yeah.
They all get hurt. All those running quarterbacks, they get hurt.
You also have the whole COVID thing, man. It's so tricky to predict.
I think that any NFL is gonna play it like the NHL, just
zero positive.
Blatantly lie. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so you have Patriots, Chiefs. I think it'll be – man, this is a tough one because I don't know if the Titans can do what they did last year.
Who's their quarterback?
Ryan Tannehill, but I mean they got deep last year with Ryan Tannehill.
This fucking guy. I'll drink to that.
Did you not watch the NFL last year?
I don't care.
They beat you guys in the playoffs. They beat Tom Brady in the playoffs last year.
I don't care, dude.
So I'm just saying though, I don't know if they can –
Never going to sell me on Tannehill.
Yeah, I agree, but I don't know if he can replicate. Okay. I don't know if they can replicate that again this season. So I would say, obviously, I think the Chiefs are like the team to beat.
Of course,
I don't know, but really though,
they could run the table again.
Realistically, I don't know if there's a team that can beat them. Maybe Baltimore, but I just don't, like. I agree with you. I agree with you. I don't think that Jackson can stay healthy all year.
There's no fucking way because they got tape on him now. They're gonna get it cut. They're gonna figure something out to where they can. And if they can't figure something out, that's going to be the game plan. Hurt them.
Yeah. Well, also you got to remember that
look at Camp. Come on.
Yeah.
He's big as fuck, and he's still got hurt.
He's still getting banged up. Yeah. But I think my surprise team in the AFC would be the Broncos. I think that Drew Lock showed quite a bit last year that I was surprised with. They got the receiving core there. They got a decent defense. They got a good line. So I think that's a team to watch. I'm not saying that they're going to win the fucking Super Bowl, but I think that's like my surprise team, the AFC. Sliding over to the NFC, that's when things get tricky because there's so many good teams in the NFC. I mean, you got the Saints, you got the Bucks, you got the Seahawks, you got the Packers, you got the fucking the 49ers, you got the Rams. I mean, there's
all right. Let's go through the. This is USA Today's predictions. They got Ravens winning the AFC North, Chiefs AFC West, Colts winning the AFC South, and the Bills winning.
Listen, the Bills are sneaky, but they're never going to win the Super Bowl. I don't think they'll ever win the Super Bowl.
They got the Patriots going 8-8.
That's realistic to me, and that's on the good side.
Fuck you.
That's realistic, and that's being like glass half full. I mean, listen, if the Patriots had their entire defense from last year, like if Hightower, listen to me.
No,
because you clearly don't know what the fuck you literally.
I've only been watching them my whole fucking life.
Yeah, but obviously you didn't realize that half their fucking defense isn't coming back this year because they're opted out.
They say that every year.
No, it's not. That's not every year. They're opting out because of COVID. They're missing like 7 players from their fucking defense. Not to mention they just lost Tom Brady. Their receiver core is still absolutely terrible outside of Edelman. They're going to win. They would be lucky. It doesn't matter. You can only coach the players you have. Now, I'm not saying that they're going to be a train wreck and go fucking 2-14. That's unrealistic. But they're not going to. they'd be lucky to go 8-8. I'm going to say 6-10, just because I think what's going to happen is Cam is going to be okay, but not good enough. They're probably going to slide Stidham in, and then the thing with Belichick is once the season's out, he's too smart. He's going to be like, fuck it, let's get the best pick possible. You know what I mean? Once like, all right, we're not going to make the playoffs. If they start out like 2-5 or 2-4, he might just be like, fuck it, put Stidham in there. Let's lose as many games as we can and get Trevor Lawrence. So I don't see how they could make the playoffs. I honestly don't. I think that the team wasn't very good last year. The defense led them most of the year. Brady did as much as he could with that offense, but the offense was absolutely terrible after AB left.
God, they fucked that up.
They did.
Well,
he
fucked it up.
Yeah, that's true. But they could have stuck with him. Realistically, they could have stuck with him. He only ended up getting suspended, 6 games after all said and done? So
I just seen that new Rams logo. What the fuck
terrible.
is that?
Absolutely terrible. Train wreck. Train wreck. It looks like you can't tell if it's the Chargers or the Rams.
Yeah,
and they're both in the same fucking city. It's terrible.
Yeah.
So anyway,
it's like a crescent moon.
Yeah, well, so one of their jerseys this year is like a cream color too. It's real bad. So anyways, back to go into the NFC. I think whoever wins the NFC South between the Saints and the Bucks will be in good shape. And
Breeze is still on the Saints?
Yeah. But that's not even the thing, though. They just have that. They have Kamara. They have Michael Thomas. Their defense is good. The line is good.
USA today's got 49ers, Packers, Saints, Cowboys winning the divisions.
Yeah, I can see that.
I think
49ers,
Packers, Saints, Cowboys.
Packers. Okay. Yeah, we didn't even mention the Cowboys. I don't know.
How about them Cowboys?
I think it's going to be Seahawks, Bucks in the NFC Championship. So Seahawks, Bucks.
They got the Bucks finishing behind the Saints.
Yeah, that's
10-6, 12-4. I don't see that.
I could see that.
I think the Bucks are going to take that division.
They could. They definitely could, but I don't know. I think my thing is, I don't know how much Breeze has left. He looked pretty bad towards the end of the year last year.
Yeah, he did not look hot.
So it's going to depend on how he comes out this
AFC or NFC Championship, 49ers, Bucks. Ooh, a little Jimmy G and Tom Brady.
Yeah,
that'd be a good one.
See that. You know what? I think the 49ers are going to take a step back this year, though. I think everything went right for them last year. You know what I mean? Like they had the perfect fucking everything went just the way they wanted, and they still lost to the fucking Chiefs. So I can see them coming out a little flat. They're in a tough division, man. The Seahawks and Rams, I mean, that's a tough division.
Cardinals, yeah.
And the Cardinals are improved. Cardinals are good.
USA's got the Rams finishing 6-10.
Ugh.
Behind the Cardinals.
I can see that. Behind they have the Cardinals, 8-8?
7-9.
7-9. Yeah, I mean,
Kyler Murray. It's just tough because
it is.
You're going to get 3 losses just within the division.
Exactly. And I think you got to remember DeAndre Hopkins is on the Cardinals now too, so they got some weapons over there. Kenyon Drake looked good last year.
Ooh, DeAndre Hopkins is on the Cardinals, and L. Fitz is coming back, or no?
Yeah, L. Fitz is coming back. So
he still looks good. He's not fast, but
I know.
He still catches it.
And he's been the number 1 guy there the last few years and still look good. Now is the number 2,
since I was 10.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like now he's not getting double covered. I mean, you got to double DeAndre, so you're leaving Fitz there to just kind of reap the benefits of that. And they got some guys over there, man. I mean, that's a tough division.
Did I hear something about Calvin Johnson coming back or something like that?
I mean, they say that every year. I don't see that happening.
Man, he just dipped out. He was
so who do you have for your Super Bowl picks? You got Chiefs in the AFC. That's who I have as well. Who do you have coming out of the NFC?
This is a tough one with the NFC.
That's what I'm saying. They're stacked. There's like 10 good teams. There's 10 teams that could win the NFC.
I gotta say the Bucks because you got Rodgers, Garoppolo, and Breeze, all stuff for Brady to make up an enemy in his head.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
To feed off of, you know?
Yeah. I could see that. See. I think next year will be the year, like the Bucks. If they're going to win the Super Bowl, I think it'll be next year. I don't think it'll be this year.
They got Danny Dimes finishing 2-14.
Shocker. Yeah. I'm going to go Seahawks, Chiefs, and I think the Chiefs repeat. I think that Mahomes is just too fucking good.
Man, you're really sold on these Seahawks. See, I'm almost with you on the Seahawks just because Wilson has he's got the grit and he's been there.
Yeah.
You know, and all these guys, they just have something like wrong.
They also have like a
Brady's
stable.
Old, Breeze is old, Rodgers is unhappy, Garoppolo's a little unsure.
Yeah.
And you got Wilson kind of just hanging back there, just knows what he's doing. Doesn't matter who's around him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they have weapons, but like nothing to write home about. But they do have a stable of running backs. They have a good offensive line. Gain Jamal Adams, I think, will go a long way for their defense. The good defense turned into a real good defense with Jamal Adams there. Clowney's still a free agent. It'll be interesting to see if they sign Clowney now.
He's still a free agent?
Where he signs up or where he ends up. There were some rumblings about Jacksonville, but it's like, why the fuck would he go to Jacksonville? Just to get paid, I guess. But I don't know. But yeah, so that's my pick. I got Seahawks, Chiefs. You got Chiefs, Bucks. Who do you think wins that though? Chiefs, Bucks.
Chiefs, Bucks.
Yeah, in the Super Bowl. They play in the regular season too, by the way.
I'd have to. I mean, I'm gonna go with the Chiefs right now because who knows though? Because injuries tanks the Chiefs quick.
Yeah,
if they lose fucking what's his name,
Mahomes.
Mahomes too, but if he loses the receiver, he's a big deal.
Yeah, I grabbed him in fantasy this year, so I'm hoping I'm big on Tyreek Hill having a good year this year.
What's up with AJ Green? Did he come back?
Yeah, he's come back. I think he might miss I think he's on schedule to play, but I mean, he got him and Joe Burrow there. They got Taj Boyd. They should be decent. Not good, but they should be decent. That division is questionable outside of the Ravens. I think the Steelers. You know what's crazy? They have the Steelers as the number one rated defense.
Roethlisberger's still playing.
Yeah, he's coming back.
Jesus Christ.
But they have the Steelers as the number one ranked defense this year. I don't see that. They have some guys, but I don't know about that. And then
Hayden's back.
Yeah, and then you got the Browns. Off the hype last year that didn't live up to. Maybe they live up to it this year.
Is what's his name coming back too? That got suspended. He got suspended for like the whole season, right, or a year?
Who? Oh, Myles Garrett. Yeah, he's back. He's good. Yeah, it was just the remainder. It was the remainder of the season.
Him and that kid.
That dude with the helmet was great. Just bumped him on the head with that.
What the fuck? Total like frat boy getting hit.
Yeah. And it's funny. Afterwards, they said that he said the N-word, and
I don't know
if he did, he deserved getting bonked on the head with that helmet. That shit had to fucking hurt, though. What's funny is they made it. It was a running joke for a while, but they made it seem like he fucking stabbed him. The way they reacted, like, "Oh, the despair! Oh, this is the ugliest scene in sports history." It's like, no, it's not.
Yeah. That mouse in the palace was the worst thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, easily.
All right, what else do we have?
I got shit. I went here blind.
All right, well, so I don't really know what this means, but I wrote this down half asleep last night. It was the list of the hottest chicks growing up.
You wrote that down?
I wrote that down.
Thought of that?
I must have been thinking about something.
I thought a listener sent that in.
Oh, no. This is something I just...
This is easy for me.
Okay, go ahead. So to specify, I think it means who were the hottest chicks for us when we were growing up.
Yeah, so we'll do 8 to 13 or something like that.
yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, because 15, you're just blinded. You're trying to find her.
Hey, you would fuck a mattress if you could. You know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't matter.
So I'm gonna go with Sarah Michelle Gellar from Buffy.
Ooh,
she was pretty bad, and that show was on for a long time.
Yeah.
Her and you remember Vita from WWF?
Vita.
Yeah, I used to have a poster of her.
No, I don't remember her. What was her name? How do you spell it? Vita?
I think it was she had like a full name. I think her name was Vita.
Not Vita Guerra, right? She was hot.
No. Or maybe that's no, she was hot too, but no. She was like with the Hardy Boys or some shit, I think. She was like kind of Spanish.
Not seeing anything on these search results.
Oh God. Was it
Vita Guerra was hot though.
Yeah, she was.
Okay, so my two well, first off, the girl crush I had when I was a kid was Jessica Alba. I thought she was the hottest chick ever.
Yeah, she was. She didn't really do it for me personally, but yeah.
It kind of lost its steam when I found out she fucked Derek Jeter. I was like, ugh, it just hurt my feelings. Crushed me as a kid.
Yankee?
The Yankees, yeah, that hurt.
Yes. Man, skanky for the Yankees.
Yeah, I mean, but if you, what's great with Derek Jeter is there was like this thing that after he fucked a chick, he would send him a gift basket. And would have like little things in it or whatever, and it'd just be it was like a medal of honor to have that gift basket from Derek Jeter.
Yeah.
But it was between Jessica Alba and then Selma Hayek was the other one when I was a kid. That what was that fucking movie where they're vampires with George Clooney, Quentin Tarantino?
Oh, Dust Before Dawn or
Dust Before Dawn.
Dust Till Dawn.
When she comes out as like that stripper, I mean that's when I grew into a man. You know what I mean? that was the moment. I was like, oh wow, I didn't know chicks could be that hot. So,
dude, I'm looking at all these famous female wrestlers. It's like a blast from the past. Trish Stratus, China. Oh, that's what it was. Lita.
Okay, let me look up. Or Lita, you said Lide or Lida? Lita. All right. Oh, she looks trashy, dude.
I know, but look at the wrestling pictures back in the day, okay?
What the fuck are you talking about?
I don't know.
Her? I mean, don't get me wrong. She's good looking, but I mean, not really. She kind of looks like a dude.
You're right.
Malcolm, you might have been gay as a kid, man.
Oh, I think that's the poster I had right there.
I mean, what are we doing here?
I was young. I was impressionable.
Are we putting this in the same category? I mean,
not even close. She looks like if Selma Hayek became a tranny.
She looks like a lot lizard. You know what I'm saying? Like someone you find like at a truck stop that's like, hey, I'm going to Texas. I'll blow you to get me halfway. Yeah. Like, you know the rule of the road.
And you're not sold?
I'm never going to let you live that down. She looks like a dude, man.
Yeah, that was rough.
She might be a dude, bro.
All right, in my head,
you should have kept that one in your back pocket.
In my head, it was a little different. Okay, not like I looked her up a long time ago.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you never. Who
was Steve Austin's wife?
Oh my God.
She had giant.
Yeah, but she had one name in the WWE.
Deborah.
Was it Deborah?
Yeah. She looks like
Austin.
Dolly Parton, like look-alike.
Let's see. Had a gag order. What the fuck?
Yeah, Deborah.
Yep, Deborah. Deborah without the H. She was pretty hot. She had some huge fake tits. Steve Austin just definitely missed the cut on the coolest guys ever list, but he was definitely a badass.
He's a bad motherfucker.
Beer, tequila, vodka, more vodka, more beer.
Yeah.
What?
Yep.
You ever seen the one where he like Vince McMahon is like in surgery?
He's got this. There's this picture of him, dude. He's got this shirt that says "White Trash Pride."
He would get canceled for that now. You see that the video? It's like it was like a WWE event, and Vince McMahon is in like a hospital. He's just having like a surgery, and he's laying there in the bed, and then there's like somebody doing like helping him or whatever, and then he rips up the mask, and it's fucking Steve Austin. He's hitting him with the fucking the bedpan or whatever, and he's going crazy. You've never seen that? Oh my God!
No, but I mean I watched wrestling when I was a kid, and it's just like you turn it on now, and you can still get like wrapped up into it.
Of course,
it's just like pure soap opera, and like the storylines are good. And, it's just it's simple, and that's why it's good.
There's also like one from like years ago where he hold on, sorry. I found that clip. Hold on, you guys see this?
Oh, the Vince McMahon?
Yeah. 21 years ago today, Dr. Steve Austin visited Vince McMahon in the hospital.
It looks really fake inside of like a small room. Yeah. Like, he's just like hitting him with his.
He's hitting him in the broken leg on the cast or whatever. He hits him with a bedpan. Oh Jesus!
I forgot about Mankind. He's disgusting.
I remember like going to like Wing House or Hooters or whatever, and I'd go there for football Sundays and get like hammered, but then Sunday night is like wrestling. So if you like stayed there too late in the night, you get like those creepers that would come into fucking Wing House or Hooters to watch wrestling. And I remember one night specifically, standing there and like, oh my god, he hit him with a chair. Oh my god, his legs gotta be broken. Like mocking them, and like all these nerds were getting so angry. I thought I was gonna get murdered. They're like, it is real, and don't you fucking criticize it. Or, like what the fuck? Oh man, people pay so much money to go watch fucking fake wrestling. It's blows my mind. It's entertaining. Don't get me wrong. Like we just laughed at that. That's funny. That's entertaining. But they should lean into that. You know what I mean? They should lean into that instead of the fucking fake punching. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm waiting for them to make a good like a sitcom where it's like they make it realistic. You know what I mean? Like have you seen the movie The Wrestler with Mickey Rourke?
No.
It's like the dark side of wrestling. That was good. That was really good. But need some more of that. You got anything else?
I ain't got shit, man.
Yeah. What you been up to?
I'm a little tired. Not shit.
Yeah.
Smoking weed.
Yeah. How's that going?
It's going good.
Yeah.
Slow.
A little slow. Well, we talked about it last episode. I had like a 2-day hangover from that fucking fantasy draft that we did, and I'm still hurting. That was like it was 6 days ago, and I'm still fucking like not 100%. Waking up in the morning with like weird pains and shit. It's like, what did I do?
Man, fuck.
Yeah, the one I'm in. This is year 11. I've won it twice, and it's the same group, pretty much the same group of guys. Big money, nice little payout if you win.
I wanted. You ever done that? You ever heard of that Westgate Super Contest?
Mm-mm.
Dude, that shit is legit as fuck.
Yeah.
It's $1,200. You have to go do it in person, in Vegas, and then you can hire like a proxy or like a lawyer or whatever or something, and he'll put your picks in every week. And I think I forget how it goes. But
I did see.
If you make the top 100, basically you're taking home like $10,000 to $20,000 or something like that.
Pretty good. Yeah, the DFS. I saw one like that for DFS. You pay like I think it's like $2,000 to get in, and then every week you make your team like with the fantasy.
I can't remember if it's a survivor pool or a football. The cast who correctly earns the most. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. You do your picks every week. Mm-hmm. The person with the most points at the end of the year gets a champion. Like I think last year, $1,200. And we won 1.4 million.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah.
That's a big one. Yeah, they had they have a league like that on ESPN. It's free. And even if you win that, you win like $500K. So I can't imagine if you're putting in $1,200. Also, I was trying to think of this thing, right? To do a league, but I need 16 people, right? And you do 16 people, everyone does the draft. You can't do any swapping, right? Your lineup is your lineup for the whole year. And then all you have to do is just not come in last every week. So the first week there's 16 teams, right? Are you with me?
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm listening to you.
So first week there's 16 teams. And whoever finishes with the least amount of points week 1 is out. So now there's 15 teams. And then week 2, whoever finishes 15th is out. And you keep going until there's only 2 left, and then that's the championship. But so that's basically every week all you have to do is just not be last, and you get to stay in the league for another week, and then keep eliminating people week by week. But the problem is you have to get 16 people that are going to fucking pay you money and fucking be reliable. That's a big if nowadays.
So last year the dude who won went 58-25.
That's not even that. I mean, that's good, but that's not like $1.4 million good.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
That's crazy.
Yeah, 58-25 and 2. I think you got to pick 4 teams.
What do you mean?
10, 4. Yeah, I think you got to pick 4 teams each week.
4 games a week, yeah.
Yeah. See, my idea was like you do it with another person. Each of you take a conference.
Yeah. Or like just 2 games a week. You do 2, I do 2. Who are the 2 you feel best about? You know what I mean?
See, I'd rather do conference because like I don't know shit about the NFC because I follow the AFC so close.
Yeah.
But for $1,200.
So what hotel is that? Westgate?
Yeah, there's a couple other hotels that do it now too, but
yeah.
I swear to God, I think like last year the bottom paid out $20,000.
Yeah. Do you do daily fantasy at all?
Sometimes, I don't know.
Yeah. I the same thing happens to me every single time. I start at the beginning of the year, whether it's football, baseball or fucking basketball. I end up winning a couple $100 in one, and then I get like roped in. I start doing them every fucking night, and I lose that money in a week. You know what I mean? Like I can never stay on top of it. But when I do win, I win big. I mean, I've had a couple where I've won like $400 or $500 in one. I think the biggest I've had was like $700. I split with another guy. So.
I did a losers league last year. That's pretty fun.
What's that?
You just got to pick somebody to lose every week.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. That's like the survivor pool, but the opposite.
But yeah, exactly.
You like one team once or whatever.
But I don't think you can pick the same team twice.
That's what I just said, Malcolm.
I know, but I'm more clarifying it in my head. I can't remember. But I won on that team last year. I got some money from that. That was pretty fun.
Yeah. All right. So I used to work with this guy that did like a legit survivor pool. It was all done online. You have to, lock in the picks every week. You can only pick the same team once, same kind of deal. And then I think I got all the way to week 14 and everyone was out. Like everyone lost the same week. Yeah, there was only like 6 people. At that point, week 14, there's only 6 guys left, and I think everyone lost. So it's like, how does that work? Everybody, you split it now? You know what I mean? I
think it came down to like the AFC Championship, and there was like 3 teams left or some shit like that. I forget how it goes. But there's a lot of people in the one we do. It's a shit ton of people. Because I only put in $10 and I won like fucking 300 or something.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think doing that, I did that for a couple years and then it just got iffy. I think there was one week where I split it with like, I think me and like 3 other guys won it, and I ended up only like getting like $20. I'm like, the math doesn't even make sense there, but whatever. What are you watching on TV? I did get a few messages about Yellowstone. A few people commented that they was not quite as good as the Red Wedding, but that I was right saying that it was in the conversation.
That's what I thought. Thank you for co-signing on that.
I never said that. I never said it was better than the Red Wedding.
He's a fucking liar.
Yeah, okay. I never said it was better than the Red Wedding. I said it was in the conversation.
I just think the Red Wedding it's all fucking what do you call it? It's all fantasy. It's not, the when you have to abide by like normal realistic rules, I feel like it,
But nothing fantasy-esque happens at the Red Wedding. It's all real things that could happen. It wasn't like a wizard. It wasn't like a wizard dropped from the fucking rafters and turned people to frogs.
But he could have.
The thing with the Red Wedding though was like it was like on such a positive note. Like everything was going so well, and then it just went.
They killed that direwolf that night too, huh?
Yeah, shoot him with the arrows.
That's probably the worst part.
Yeah, it's probably the worst part.
Yeah.
Well, the thing with this
pregnant chicken stabbed.
I think that the difference with the Yellowstone ending was it was the season finale, so it's like you have to wait an entire fucking year. Whereas Red Wedding was in episode 9, so there was an episode the next week. But also with the Yellowstone one, like I said, I wasn't saying it was better than the Red Wedding. It was the first time since the Red Wedding where I was truly like, what the fuck is going on right now? So, because like I said, it was a good show, but that finale elevates it to a great show.
So I started watching it, and it was like that scene with the flipped over fucking semi and shit.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. I couldn't.
You gotta stick with it.
I know, because you're left in the dark for like the first 50 minutes at least, because that's how far I got, and I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Yeah,
but I guess that's how I felt about Game of Thrones too. So
yeah, that's true. Well, the one thing I started a rewatch for Yellowstone because I got to figure out what the fuck's going on, because with that finale, there's so many questions. I was like, I got to go back and see if I missed some shit. But so I went back and started rewatching it, and it is a little slow comparatively to the newer season. But the characters on there are so good. The acting's good. I mean, Kevin Costner's a great actor. The guy that plays like his sons or whatever are all pretty good. But I would recommend sticking with it. I think that it will be worth it in the end for you. All right, let's wrap this up. Anything else?
I ain't got shit. I'm tired.
Yeah. I think we're all a little fucking tired nowadays. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Elon Musk, he did a working demo.
The Neuralink thing?
Yeah.
So
I watched some of it. He brought some pigs out and shit. I don't know what the fuck was going on.
Yeah. I saw some clips from it.
We can read the signals from the pig's snout. I'm like, that's great, dude. I want to see somebody like lift something out of the air or something. Care what this fucking thing's smelling?
For those of you that don't know what Neuralink is, it's basically like how would you describe it? Like a chip in someone's brain that basically
it's a wired mesh that basically your brain is just electrical signal. So theoretically, everything you think and do, especially with like, hearing loss, sight loss, motor skills, that could all be fixed with this wire mesh that could it could fix that circuit. Because what happens is when you have those injuries is like the circuit's broken, the electricity can't get there. So it could bridge that gap and you could fix all kinds of crazy shit, memory loss, stuff like that. I don't know. He brought these 3 pigs out and it just got weirder from there.
Well, when he was on Rogan and some of the other stuff I saw too, another like part of that is like, so when you have like a cancer or something in your body, your brain is the one that sends the signals to the cells to
It's all electrical.
Yeah. Well, your brain sends the signal to the rest of your body to repair that area, or like if you have an internal injury that you wouldn't find until it was like too late, or like a brain aneurysm, or like people have like blood clots, things like that. Your brain's still sending the signal to the body that something's wrong. You know what I mean? So having that Neuralink would be able to, something as simple as like, you see these smart cars now where your tire pressure's low, or you have this, or something's wrong with it's self-diagnostic. You know what I mean? So this Neuralink would be like a self-diagnostic for your body that would prevent a ton of death and injuries and stuff, sudden death and injuries.
That's how they get it started initially. Then you end up with the dude from fucking Terminator that you can't.
Yeah, exactly. Now you're just a robot fucking walking through the streets murdering people. So I don't know. I did see, like you said, I saw the little clip. I didn't have the sound on though. I saw it scrolling through Twitter, and I didn't know what the fuck was going on. There was some fucking weird.
So he had a pig, right? They're like, he's like, we got this pig. We put the Neuralink in, took it out. He goes, that's just proof that we can put it in and take it out, and then nothing's wrong. And then like, there's another pig that still had it in, and then there was another one that had it in that Gertrude, and they couldn't rustle her up.
We could add that name to the unsexiest names from a few episodes ago. Yeah. Gertrude.
Yeah, they couldn't rustle her up. She was in the back of the pen. It was a little debacle for a couple minutes.
Yeah.
But basically, like every time the pig would sniff something, like you would see this screen and these electrical signals would spike. He's like, see, when they smell things, it's like, yeah, but that's not what we're here for, dude. It's not. I mean, I don't know what they did after that, but it wasn't. Like I said, it wasn't somebody communicating telepathically, and that's what.
Yeah, and that's what you want. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Can I be a cyborg? And how fast?
All right, well, let's get out of here. Keep an eye on the Neuralink. One other thing. We did get a copyright warning last episode, which was bullshit. But
probably get one on that WWE shit, too.
No, I don't think so, because it was through Twitter. I think it's because the other one was through YouTube. But it's crazy, because the clip we showed, the guy that copyright warned us or whatever, or the guy that gave us a strike.
I think the algorithm just picked it up.
Maybe, but he doesn't even.
Oh, did we get a strike for that?
No, we didn't get a strike. I misspoke. But the guy that claimed the copyright infringement does not own the clip, so I don't know how that's possible. The person that owns the clip was whatever that fashion company was. He just showed it on his show, which is on YouTube, which is crazy to me that he could fucking say that. But whatever, I digress. So if you're watching last week's episode, you might see there was like a weird part in there where I let YouTube. They did a self trim. And I didn't feel like going back and editing it, so I just let them self-trim. If you listen to the audio only, there will be no interruption. You'll hear the whole clip in its entirety. If you watch it on YouTube, you might see a little weird part where things don't make sense. Eventually, I'll go back and edit it up, but I'm just not going to do that right now. So we'll try to be better about that in the future. Again, I think it's bullshit, but what can you do? But let's get up out of here. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at @scam_podcast, at Twitter and Instagram. If you want to email us, podcastscam@gmail.com. And guys, give us a nice little 5-star iTunes review and a little comment on there. It would be much appreciated. And if you have any questions, concerns, comments, feel free to DM, email, comment, whatever. But thank you for the support again, guys. And we will be back Sunday night and then Wednesday with that special 2-hour episode. So hang in there. Keep it high and tight.
I thought it was Monday night.
What? No. We got to do Sunday. We got to do Sunday this weekend. Well, you have to this weekend because of we'll talk about it later. But go get yourself some pussy, and if you're a girl, go get yourself some dick. And if you're a guy that likes guys, go get yourself some dick. And if you're a girl that likes girls, go scissor some chick in the parking lot.
You're leaving a lot of people out with
All right, so let's start listing them off. Hold on, give me a second to pull it up. So if you're a guy seeking guy, no, I'm just kidding. All right, we'll see you guys
I was about to look up sexual orientation.
I'll spare you guys from that. But we'll see you Sunday night, Monday morning, or girls. Jesus Christ. We're about to get canceled on a sign out. 2020 in a nutshell. All right. See you guys later.
Peace.